how fully assembled interior looks like. It's dirty, I didn't clean it yet, but I mean, to get an idea of what you need to do in order to either replace the smashed window, or replace the window regulator, or remove the rollover bars, or even replace the seatbelt presenter, which goes in and out, and for example it doesn't work anymore. So this is what you're gonna need to do. You're gonna need to disassemble the whole thing, starting from the seats. So I'm gonna show it outside, much more light. There is another car that I already disassembled, but whilst this one is still assembled, and I don't plan to disassemble this one, so this is what you're gonna need to do. You're gonna need to unscrew the seat belt, those two bolts. You're gonna need to pop off this lid. They're gonna be hidden screw. You're gonna need to pop off this lid. There are gonna be two more screws underneath, and outside I'm gonna show you what to do next. So as you see, this is my donor car, and I did disassemble quite a lot of stuff here on the right side. And this is how I know what to do on the left side. And actually the reason me being taking this video is I couldn't find one for myself when I was doing the right side. So I decided to shoot the video in case someone else gonna be looking to do the same thing what I just did for the right side. And as you do see, quite a lot of parts, and this is there was a panel. You just pop it off, and you'll see this airbag lid on this panel. So you pop it off, unscrew this screw, take the lid out, then you pop off this lid, and you'll see like two screws on the left and on the right. You take it out, right? You're gonna see two screws holding this rear seat bottom part, like right here. You undo those two nuts. Actually, it's not screws but nuts. You remove this seat. Do the same thing right side, on the left side. Two nuts, remove the seat, and then you'll see nut over here, nut over there. This nut is actually holding the back of the seat as well as the subwoofer. So for the subwoofer, you remove four nuts, two on the front, this, and on the other side, same thing, two in the back. But before you can remove the back of the seat, you need to undo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of plastic rivets in order to get this thing out. So, and after you undo those 4 nuts in the bottom, you can actually lift the whole rear of the back seat. All right, and if you need to, you can remove the subwoofer too. So after we removed the back of the rear seat, it's gonna expose 2 screws here, 1, 2, holding this rear side panel. So this is the idea. you obviously gonna have the seat belt going from your bottom point here, and it's gonna go through this extended arm and into the seat belt reel. So what you're gonna need to do in order to get this thing out, you'll need to have the flat screwdriver. There is the hole underneath, and there is like a clip you need to press in order to release the clip. Press hip, and it's in your hand. Then you'll be able to lift this panel and kind of fit the seat belt through the hole, and then remove the panel, right? So this is how the extender is being held. So obviously it's going to be connected here. There is one screw holding the kind of a loop for the seat belt. So you unscrew this one, and two more, one and or one, just one, and one is there. So three bolts all together are holding the extender in place. So this is how you get the extender out. And you can clip this one in place if you need to. Alright, this is extender. In case you're gonna need to have the seat belt removed, this is where it's gonna be fastened. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and obviously the connection. Make sure that the battery is disconnected when you do play with all those things, like the airbags. Let's say you're gonna need to remove the window glass. You're gonna need to raise the window up in order to get the access to 3 screws or 3 bolts holding the window fastened to the window regulator. So you're gonna need to raise the window. Now you should have the access to 3 screws holding the window attached to the regulator. This is one. By the way, obviously you're gonna need to remove the rubber grommets covering all those holes. I already did mine. So 1 screw, 2, and in order to get the access to the screw number 4 is going to be in here, you're going to need to lower the window again, or you're going to do it in a different sequence. You may want to make the window lower, unscrew this screw first, and then you're going to raise the window and unscrew those 2 screws. Okay, let me do that. Okay, I just lowered the window a bit to get the access to screw number 3 or number 1. Got it out. So if you care about it, you may carefully fish it out like that. And now you're gonna need to have to raise the window again. And you'll have this screw out, and the last one is that. okay, window. All right, and what if you're gonna need to replace the faulty window regulator? And I was scratching my head for quite a while I was doing the right side. I thought, since I did remove all the trim here on the top, which is actually pretty simple to remove, I simply pry it up. It's been held by the clips sliding on the top of those like little rails. Yesterday I was scratching my head, like trying to figure out how to get the regulator out in case the regulator is faulty. And and I thought, like, there is one nut holding this regulator in place. There is one more just like that, and I was looking there in the bottom, just trying to see if there is anything else like that. So I didn't see anything, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna remove those two nuts and I'm gonna kind of fit the whole thing out from here. Not really, it doesn't work that way. First of all, there is one more nut hidden, as it turned out, plus this space here is too tight for the regulator to come out. As it turned out, I need to remove this panel. It took me some time to figure it out. You're gonna need to remove one nut. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, one nut in here. This here in a hole. You're gonna need to remove this kind of brace. Two screws in here. Two screws in here. You're gonna need to remove this bolt, and there are three more bolts. And in order for me to show them to you, and I'm gonna need to raise the top. Okay, so you're gonna need to remove this rivet. Well, you're gonna have to remove this kind of liner, or actually no, you don't need to. No, you're fine. So those are two bolts you need to unscrew. One and two. Plus there is one more hidden bolt, and it's kind of hard to show it to you, but I will try. Okay, you can see it right in there. So pretty much you need to you're gonna need to close the roof in order to get the access to the screw from here, or actually from the back. It's gonna be from the back. Right now there are those kind of rods or blocking the access to this bolt, so you're gonna need to close the roof, and then you'll be able to find this screw to undo it, right? So this is where it's located. It's in the back area, almost by this like a rubber, seal. It's about 3 inches on the left from the seal if you're talking about the driver's side, and you'll be able to see it from the top once this trim is removed. So let me close the top again to take all those screws out. Actually, I'm gonna remove all those first, what are easily accessible right now, and then I'm gonna close the top and I'm gonna remove this last screw. Okay, we have 3 bolts left, actually 4. This one, the one which is hidden, and 2 in the back. So I'm gonna undo those. Looks like someone did replace the regulator. Previously. Okay, right now I'm gonna need to raise the top because I need to get an access for a couple screws actually. The one which is hidden and the one in the bottom I showed you previously is just not very comfortable with the roof down. So yeah, let's pop it open. It's a little challenging to find the access to this screw, but it's doable. Alright, that's the last one, I guess. Now I need to put the top down again. And I think this is it. Hopefully I didn't forget any of the screws or bolts. Or maybe I did. What do you see, guys? Ah, of course I did forget about one. It was too obvious to forget about this one. Okay, what about now? Alright, now this panel is removed. You got an access for those screws, and let's undo those. One, two. Okay, you're gonna ask where this third screw, and I'm gonna show you in a second. And the third screw is actually hidden behind this panel. I'm gonna start it from the driver door, and carefully take your time. Here we go. This is the third screw. All right. And the regulator is out. Make sure to disconnect the connector. You can fit the regulator out. So this covers the regulator removal. Obviously the assembling is in a reverse order. Alright, and what if you need to remove or replace the rollover bars which are hidden behind this panel? I already removed mine, as you can see, but it's fairly simple. you need to undo this top panel. You'll see a bunch of screws around. Undo them all, right? You remove this panel, then you're gonna need to undo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws holding the actual rollover bar, and there are gonna be 2 connectors in the bottom to disconnect them without seeing them. So the only suggestion I have for you guys is to feed your hand like this and try to find this like a push button, then disconnect the connector. If you're gonna try to fish it like that, won't gonna help it. And it's relatively easy to disconnect those 2 connectors connected to the rollover bars, and then you'll be able to feed them out. 7 out of 8 bolts is easy to undo just with a regular socket. 1 bolt, which is this one, got a little hole in here. Since I do not care about this donor vehicle, I simply bent the whole thing with the pliers, and I used my regular socket. But if it's your car you're planning to keep, you're gonna need like a long Allen or Star, I guess it's an Allen range, or maybe it's Torx range, which should be like probably at least like 4 inches long in order to get to this screw. So the regular socket won't work for this bolt. I'm not sure why they did it like that, because all other seems to be fine with like normal holes, but the very left one on the left side and the very right one on the right side are just those little tiny holes. German engineering. And I obviously didn't cover like some obvious stuff, like some miscellaneous plastic parts you obviously need to remove, so sorry for that, but I mean they're obvious. I do recall one more thing actually. So I did remove this plastic piece to get the access to those 2 screws. There is the plastic rivet here, goes into that hole in there. Focus. Yeah, right there. So you undo this rivet, you remove this piece of plastic, and you do access those 2 screws from this side, obviously when the roof is closed, because right now it's very hard to do anything, like to get the access to those. But once the roof is closed, it's very easy to undo those. You just need to remove this cover. Okay, this was the plastic piece. Maybe it's from the other side, I don't know. But regardless, this is the plastic piece you need to remove. To do something. It's obvious. Just make sure you remove this plastic cover. So this pretty much covers the disassembling of the rear compartment, I would say, to remove the glass, to remove the window regulator, to remove the rollover bars. Once again, I did shoot this video because I couldn't find the one for myself, otherwise it would save me a lot of time, just with all those trials and errors. But eventually it can be done. As you can see, it's pretty quick once you know what to undo, what to unscrew. There's gonna be more videos coming about the Mercedes, so if you did like it, consider subscribing, hit that like button if you like it, hit the dislike button if you didn't, and I'll see you shortly. Take care.